Wait, guys. Where's Brandon? Where's Brandon? The show. No, I thought y'all are most of the guys. I thought y'all would know. The show's about to start. The show started.
You're the host of the show.
I know the show started. Where's Brandon? Brandon's the name. I'm the joy. Brandon's supposed to be the big star. He's down here. All right. We'll figure it out. Well, we're just going to keep going, guys. Big Wake Up Barstool here on a Wednesday. Mike Tomlin out in Pittsburgh. We're going to preview the College Football National Championship. We got Stu Feiner stopping by. We got our Griff-Ins and outs. We got our Hannah Montoya football fast report. We got KP behind the desk. It's going to be a great day. Let's get it started right now on FS1. What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. It is Wednesday here in Chicago, Barstool Sports HQ. This is Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Very happy to be here. Where's Brandon Walker?
I don't know, but I think Connor and I need to switch seats because I look very small.
In the middle?
With the depth perception change.
Well, but it is more evenly distributed this way, and I think that trumps whatever insecurities you may be having, because this is a nice shape to it.
I don't like the distance between me and Ebo, though. Usually we're very close to each other, both here on Mostly Sports. Now there's a divide here that I don't appreciate.
Yeah, if we get a couch after the first commercial break, that'd be great.
Let's get a couch.
I guess we should say that Brandon is out for a day. He's feeling a little under the weather. He's, probably the hardest working person we have at this company outside of maybe like Dan, I don't know. He basically works 24/7. So we told him to just, look, take a little rest. We'll see you in Valhalla. We have the watch for today's show. KB, how we feeling today, bruh?
Feeling good. I'm on new medication. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't ask me what. Yeah.
Celebratory. Let's go. I heard you've been working out neck.
I've been working on neck, and I feel like a lunatic in the gym because I'm the only one doing neck.
So are you, and you look very swole, by the way, we've been talking about this, are you doing like a machine, free weights?
I'm
How
lying
does one work the neck?
in the supine position on a bench, putting a 45-pound plate on my head and doing this. And I'm flipping over and putting a 10-pound plate on the back of my head and doing this.
Oh, let's go, dude. God, your neck's going to be so swole.
It's neck-uary.
It's going to look sick.
I like that.
Anyway, so we got a great show planned today. Let's start with the massive NFL news, guys. Yeah. Mike Tomlin stepping down yesterday. And, well, we can get into the AFC North in general with Harbaugh and Thomas. But I don't know, man. Maybe this is a function of getting older. When I see a story like this, it's impossible for me not to frame it in kind of the march of time since. And I think it especially applies when you talk about Mike Tomlin, because whenever something like this happens, you go and you start to read on the career again and the accolades and what he accomplished over the years. And because of who we've known Mike Tomlin to be for the better part of a decade now, and I mean like the salty old vet, consistency personified, maybe a bit of underwhelming accomplishment and maybe at that like the highest levels we wanted to end, but like he became this known character. We forget maybe who he was. And that's what I was shocked about going down this trip down memory lane yesterday is like Mike Tomlin was hired to be the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach at 34 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, at 34 years old, he assumed the mantle of one of the most accomplished, one of the most legendary NFL programs in that we have. I mean, Super Bowl trophies lining the walls, right? Taking over for Knoll and Cowher. And for Tomlin to go from young Wunderkind, taking over at 34 years old, winning a Super Bowl at 36, and then having 19 seasons without ever turning in a losing season. I don't want that to get lost in the sauce. I understand, and we can get into the disappointment, the 7 playoff losses in a row. We can get into all of that. And I'm not saying that Steelers fans should be happy. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I think we would all love to have a career like Tomlin had, taking over at 34 years. And also don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater with that 19-season, no losing season streak. That's insane, especially in this league. And I think that Mike Tomlin should be celebrated today.
Yeah, and shout out to you for that great long monologue. We have a lot of air to fill today with Brandon being out. We have the producers in our ear.
I'm a radio man. Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah. We can get to that during the break. Like that's
The producers.
that's crazy.
They're like,
That's
well,
crazy.
Connor and Ebo, just walk out of here.
Absolutely trying to. You want to know who's next? Okay, yeah. So Matt's saying the whole world wants to know who's next. Who cares who's next? Let's celebrate the man who just dedicated 20 years to the job. Don't all of us want that when we eventually retire or put out to pasture? Or have to go on to the next thing? We're just supposed to move on when a Hall of Famer retires out of nowhere and not celebrate his transformation from 34-year-old Wunderkind to old salty wise man? Get the hell out of here. Not me. Not this show.
And if we can really put it into perspective, I mean, my friend Jerry said it almost perfectly. Like, he became the head coach when I was in grade school.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how long he's been there. In 1969, did the NFL even really exist then?
In 69?
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
In my brain, it doesn't. Like, the 60s is like, that's what? They've had 3 coaches since 1969?
Yes.
10 U.S. presidents, 6 popes.
Wow.
And the Cleveland Browns have had 22 head coaches since then. So pretty impressive consistency from the Steelers.
Yeah.
They seem to maybe take for granted. I mean, if you look at it again, like averaging 10 wins for the better part of 2 decades.
No,
Mike
again,
Tomlin is an incredible accomplishment, but I get it gets stale because what you talk about, the expectations.
Well, 7 playoff losses in a row is brutal. It's what Marvin Lewis did in Cincinnati. And at a certain point, your greatest accomplishment becomes the ballast around your neck. Mm-hmm. And like, it's a weird thing that 19 years in a row without a losing season could almost become a negative, and that people use it to define mediocrity, when really that's one of the more impressive feats in NFL history.
Yeah. Well, and especially the fact that this iteration of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the past 5 years really has not been great in terms of the roster construction. They have not had a quarterback. It's just been a very middle-of-the-road franchise. They haven't been hyper-aggressive when it comes to making trades and acquisitions and all this type of stuff. Like, it's just a kind of this stale product, and I do think Tomlin has been able to elevate that, and you saw it this year where he's taken, a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and credit to Aaron Rodgers, I thought he played a great season, but just that entire roster as a whole was not constructed to win a Super Bowl. So nobody expected them to win a Super Bowl. However, you do get to this point where does the entire organization just kind of need a reset? And is Mike Tomlin willing to stick around for that reset? I don't know. It gets to a point where a change in leadership, even though it was very respectable what he was able to do with a roster that was not great, it gets to the point where, it might be time.
So not a bad way for Tomlin to go out. I mean, I know the playoff loss will sting, but ultimately winning the AFC North again. Yeah. That's a hell of a final season there, making the playoffs for the 13th time in 19 years. So this is all set up to say these are very big shoes to fill. And again, it's not just Tomlin's shoes, though he does tie Chuck Noll for most wins in franchise history, but it's Chuck Noll, it's Bill Cowher, it's Mike Tomlin. You're stepping into those halls that he once did as a 34-year-old man. Who is up to that task? Who do you, and in a deep level of irony, are the premier candidates the very people that Mike Tomlin had a hand in getting fired? Like, Mike Tomlin beats Kevin Stefanski, beats John Harbaugh, they get fired. And is that now who you're going to go after to replace him with?
I don't know exactly how much this job, obviously it has the history. It's one of the most iconic franchises in the sport. But again, this roster right now, it's one of the most expensive defenses in the league. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room, again, when it comes to being aggressive. They're not going to have that great of a draft pick this year, which has kind of been their purgatory forever. Yes, they have these winning seasons, but it means that they're not getting these super high draft picks. They don't have their quarterback of the future just yet. They don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. They've been slapping a Band-Aid over this problem for the past few years where it's like, okay, we'll get these temporary quarterbacks in here, but they don't have a quarterback for the next decade. So I don't know how marketable this job is compared to some of the other openings that are on the market. Like, I think Baltimore is a significantly better opening.
I mean, you're walking into a multi-time MVP quarterback.
Correct.
Right? Like, it's got to be the premier job for that reason and that reason alone.
And, the Giants have so much dysfunction, but at least they have a quarterback that they're excited about.
You think they do, but he's still not the known quantity of like a Lamar. Like the Baltimore job is head and shoulders above, in my opinion, because of Lamar Jackson. Like, it is that simple.
Could you see the Steelers going the way the rest of the NFL is going, where they go with the hot young OC, and I mean hot, as an attractive and
They're all
also
hot.
They are
desirable
hot.
because
Part of the McVay tree.
yeah, you kind of need a hot offensive coordinator as your head coach now, and that doesn't really fit the Steelers' MO. I don't believe.
The problem is, who is the hot young OC right now? Because it feels like, as far as coordinators goes, Minter is the name that has the most juice at this time, and
Kubiak maybe out in Seattle.
it's true. It's true. I like Kubiak. I got to watch him firsthand in New Orleans. I think he's very underrated, very solid. Is he worthy of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Now, but that is an interesting question. It's a good point because, Ebo, to your point, like, that is what the Steelers did last time. I think Mike Tomlin was only a coordinator for 1 year before he got hired by the Steelers to be their head coach, and look what happened. In the same way, Sean McVay's final game as an OC was like really bad. They scored like 7 points, and then the Rams hire him and ends up working out great. So, yes, I mean, because what are the other options? You're going to go McDaniel, you're going to go Stefanski, you're going to go Harbaugh. Like, you can't go with the peers that Tomlin was just beating.
No.
So you're almost forced to go young coordinator.
They could wife swap, which was a great TV show back in the day. They could wife swap here.
They would be deeply funny, but also would be incredibly head-scratching.
Yeah.
Well, did you see that the Ravens owner was making jokes about it during his press conference yesterday? Oh, no. The news broke of Mike Tomlin stepping down in the midst of the Ravens owner. I forget his name.
Bisciotti?
Yeah, it's something along those lines. And somebody, Steve Bisciotti, yeah, he broke it. The news was broke to him during his press conference. And he even joked, he was like, wouldn't it be funny if, we just did a swap and we get Harbaugh and they get Tomlin? But
Also,
that would be outrageous.
They were saying that it's a step down. So again, the Steelers keep their kind of MO, like not firing coaches. It's more of a
it's
transition of power, I guess, a peaceful transition of power here.
Peaceful transition of power, mutual parting of ways. You can't break up with me, I'm breaking up with you. I kind of take it at, and they do retain his rights, and that's important given that if he were to go coach another team, that you might have to get some sort of compensation. Like the Saints ended up getting a first-round pick from the Broncos for Sean Payton when he stepped down and went over there or whatnot. We'll see. It's very interesting time to me, and it's one of the ultimate signs that, like, it both Steelers and Ravens, maybe more so than anything, the prevailing viewpoint became that just a new voice was needed. That despite all the success, a new voice was needed. It's not unlike the Penn State situation, Connor, one that you're very close to. And so we'll see if that ends up working out, because it's a risky proposition. You are now entering the unknown, which could be great, but could also be disastrous. Speaking of the unknown, many playoff teams entering the unknown of the offseason, your Eagles.
Yeah.
Chief among them, Connor. Crazy numbies on the game, by the way. Y'all saw that? 43 million people watched Eagles-Niners. Most watched...
Shout out Fox.
Yeah, most watched wildcard game ever. Now, Connor, what do you think when you look at the Eagles? We played with this a little yesterday, but you're way closer to the case. Obviously, we take it as a given Patullo's gone. But what do you do with an A.J. Brown? What do you think the Eagles' key ideas for this offseason need to be?
A.J. Brown is like a really interesting case because from all accounts, and it could just be coach speak, it could just be obviously the message that they throw out there to the public to kind of calm down people's tantrums and whatnot. But Sirianni, Howie Roseman, they've all praised A.J. Brown, and they've all said that, yes, he's very vocal, but these issues aren't as big as people are making them out to be. A.J. Brown's effort has come into question a couple times this year outside of, this instance on the sideline the other day was pretty wild to see. His effort has come into question. He has not been making the same type of plays that he used to make. I don't know if it's just frustration with Patullo, and now that's gone. I don't know if he's taken a step back in his career. I'm not sure. I think A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in Eagles franchise history. I would like to see him come back. The main thing is they just need to make sure that I have no idea how they handle the offensive coordinator situation, because the Eagles have been in this persistent cycle since Nick Sirianni does not call the plays. They have to rely on an offensive coordinator to do so, which means if he's really good, you do then become, as an offensive coordinator, the number one name on the market for a head coaching job, which it happened with Kellen Moore. It happened with Shane Steichen. They both knocked their offensive coordinator responsibilities out of the park with the Eagles, got a head coaching job. But then if you're a bad offensive coordinator, like we saw this year with Kevin Patullo, then you get fired after a season, and then we wind up in the cycle again. We're looking for another offensive coordinator. So I don't know who gets the OC job, because it does seem like Nick Sirianni obviously is sticking around. It's a really weird line to kind of tread there, because if they're too good, they're going to leave after a year. If they're bad, then they're going to get fired after a year.
Too good's not a bad problem to have, though, because it should make you pretty attractive to whoever the best candidates are.
Yeah, if you do a good job, you're going to get a head coach.
Right, exactly.
But then it leaves us in a situation where Jalen Hurts is having another offensive coordinator, as he has had every single year in the league.
Baker does it every year. Baker's done it every year, I think, since college.
Yeah.
He's never had the same. Oh, yeah, and I guess he's actually pretty much been in the same boat.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning was very fortunate where he was like paired off with Tom Moore for a long time.
Yeah, forever.
And then they always talked about how he just gave Peyton 2 plays and Peyton would call his own offense. Maybe Jalen Hurts progresses at that point where
we'll see.
He's experienced having called his own offense. I saw a lot of people complaining that all their offense came on hitch routes.
It was the highest hitch route in league history.
It was
it's despicable.
Shockingly uncreative. I was trying to find a better word.
Yeah.
It was shockingly mundane, the Eagles' offense was. And I think the 4th and 11 is actually like so indicative of what the offense was the entire year.
They ran 4 verticals.
Like you gotta have something special dialed up for a moment like that.
The only thing that they ever attempted as a way of improving this Eagles offense was putting a positivity bunny in the locker room. That was the only change they made. This offense was the same exact offense from week 3 until we saw in the wild card the other day. They did nothing to change it except, that was like the one thing. Like let's put a positivity rabbit in the locker room. It was ridiculous. But we move on.
We move on and we will see. Oh wait, one final question to the Eagles. I only want to spend like a minute here.
Okay.
There's been some conversation around the office of, are the Eagles getting old? And I want your perspective on that, because my immediate reaction is like, well, no. I mean, look at the defense, right? You got Zach Bond. He's still pretty young. In his prime. Jalen Carter, Brand Davis, Quenya Mitchell.
DeJean's super young.
Yeah, like I think y'all are fine on or do you agree? Where do you fall on the young?
Yeah, I think we're totally fine. That's part of the reason why I'm so furious about how this season went, is because a lot of these guys are in their prime. Like, Lane Johnson is getting old. Brandon Graham is getting old, but he wasn't in much of a role anyway. But so many of these guys, the key guys, Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, like they're all young. And defensively, they're super young. And we just wasted a year of their primes.
Yeah.
While we have them all here in the building because we didn't have an offense that was suitable to win a championship, let alone a playoff game. So, whatever. Next year.
Coming up next, let's head to the college football playoffs. Indiana versus Miami, and I think I've uncovered a couple of key elements here that y'all are going to want to hear about this game. More Wake Up Barstool on FS1. What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Talk a little college football national championship coming up in just a few days now. Indiana versus Miami. Again, a sentence that I love to utter because it's so representative of the transformational college football times in which we live. We'll explore some more of this later because there's a roster construction graphic that we have created here in terms of like transfers that started versus high school recruits that I think will inform a lot of just how much the game has changed. But the conversation I want to have here to start this segment is about Indiana. Because if Indiana wins this game, it'll be the first 16-0 team ever. And when you look at their dominance, like their average margin of victory, it's not just that they're winning, they're kicking ass deeply. And so the question begs, is this Indiana team, or if they beat Miami, and let's say even beat them soundly, do they enter the conversation as one of the greatest college football teams of all time?
Ebo's been on this.
Yeah, they have to, right? I mean...
And, of course, 2019 LSU, a lot of us hold them up to be the greatest college football team of all time. And here's the resume side by side.
Yeah, they track very similar, obviously, in their as a college football team. I think people have talked about maybe the NFL talent isn't there like a classical Miami team.
Yeah, 01 Miami.
2019 LSU. And that might hurt them in the grand scheme of things if we're looking back on this in 15 years, thinking all-time great college football teams, just because maybe the NFL talent won't be there. But if you look at their power ratings, FEI, they're the highest-rated FEI team of all time. SP+, they're even with LSU. So
there is
a precedent or an argument for at least by computer rankings, Indiana being up there with 2019 LSU.
Yeah, look, I would say, I mean, I think I scored at like 4.5 in my head. If there's spread, I would give the nod to LSU. I mean, before we go too deep in this conversation, I want to be clear. Like, the overarching point, or the more important point here, is not this hypothetical. It's the fact that this Indiana football team is legitimately in this conversation with 2019 LSU, with 2001 Miami. It's just another level, another layer of absurdity added to the rise of Indiana and Curt Cignetti.
And kind of going off of what Ebo was saying, one of the biggest things I don't like when we talk about, what's the greatest team ever, is focusing on how many players they had wind up being stars in the NFL. Because that's what happened after the fact. Like, focus on what happened in that year, confined to college football, how the team played. And this Indiana team, they play as close to perfect as you could possibly play in every single facet of the game. And I have not seen a team, I'm not saying that they're the greatest team I've ever seen, but I have not seen a team operate in the way that they do.
Yeah.
And the one nod I would give them over like a 2019 LSU is defensively. They're just on a completely different playing field than that 2019 LSU team. That LSU team scored a ton of points, but they also got into a bunch of shootouts. The defense would give up a lot of points in some games. This Indiana team has never faltered defensively, and you're seeing it now on the biggest stage where they're just crumpling teams. And these opposing offenses can't do anything.
They're so good that people online are just flat out saying, already accusing them of cheating.
Yeah, the ultimate.
They're
We haven't brought that to the WUB airwaves yet. We talked about it in a couple other shows. But yes, like, if you have not heard the latest rumors that Indiana's hacking cloud film systems and getting practice footage and whatnot, and the kind of piece of evidence that people are anchoring the take in is in the fact that they've had 4 games this year where they've come up with an interception within the first 2 plays of the game, which, according to ChatGPT, is like a 1 in 40 million chance.
It is pretty wild. But, I mean, to that point, as soon as they had that interception against Oregon, I was like, no, this team is actually, they're doing it again. Because we keep wanting to doubt them at every step of the way. We said that, it's really tough for these teams that are coming off of the first round bye to go out and win a game. Because at that point, they were, 0-6 or 0-7 before Indiana. Indiana thumps Alabama. Then we say, it's tough to beat the same team twice in a year because, Indiana, they beat Oregon in the regular season. Will they be able to do it again in the playoff? They thumped Oregon. So they're defying every single expectation we have for them. And again, we keep wanting to doubt them every step of the way. I'm not doubting them in this game. I think that they win. I don't want to say as handily as they have the past 2 weeks, but I think they go 16-0. I can't believe I'm saying it. I did not think Indiana would be the first team to go 16-0 in this new playoff, but I don't see a way where they're not. They're not the team.
KB, what are your viewpoints as someone who's maybe not like as obsessed with college football? What's your view of like Indiana and the run that they've been on?
I think this is a Cignetti story. Because if you look at Indiana, they're the best team. They're the most dominant team results-wise. But how talented is their roster? Do they have the most talented roster?
No. I mean, if we're talking NFL talent, no, right? Like, there's no 5 stars on it. Now, I maintain this. I've said it a lot. I think they're more talented than people give them credit for. But I also think objectively you can say that they are maximizing what they have in a way that no other team in the country is.
Who are their superstars? Like, we know Mendoza. Who else is a superstar?
I would say Surratt, like their receivers, like Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper Jr., they're great, but they're 2nd and 3rd round picks in the NFL draft. This is not maybe an LSU where you're going to have how many first-round picks did LSU end up with that year? I think it was like 4 or 5, maybe more. So yes, to your point, this is not like Oregon had more 5 stars, Ohio State had more 5 stars. All these other guys have higher NFL prospects. It's still a very talented Indiana team, but again, no, this is a classic whole is greater than the sum of its parts team here. And when it all comes together, they just execute at a level unlike anybody else. Now, when we look at this Miami game, so we're going to wax so poetic about Indiana, it's like, okay, well then does Miami stand a chance? And I think they do, guys. And I think they do. And the reason why is because Miami is a team different than, I would say, anybody that Indiana's faced this year, and different than a lot of college football now in that they are an old school, run the ball, smash mouth, road grader team that is good enough on the lines of scrimmage to hang with Indiana. And if you look at when the Hoosiers have gotten in trouble this year, the 3 games, it was all when the other team was able to stop the run. We're talking Penn State, we're talking Iowa, we're talking Ohio State, all held Indiana under 3.5 yards carry, all were close games. Well, you look up, is Miami good at stopping the run? Number 6 in the country, 2.8 yards per carry, 80 yards a game. Okay, so they're right there. You're like, okay. And then you look at what do these teams want to do, right? Can this Miami defense, can they slow down the Indiana offense? Well, they can do that by controlling the game. And I found this to be interesting. 5th and 6th in the nation in time of possession, Indiana and Miami. So they're kind of similarly built in a lot of ways, and they both have the same goals. And if Miami can slow down Indiana's rushing attack and then do what they've done the last couple of games and run the ball effectively and efficiently, that's going to be a very close football game.
Also, one of the knocks that people or have been trying to detract from Indiana is that they're just old. They're all grown men. Miami has 2 of the 2 best grown men in all of college football, in Ruben Bain and Mesidor. They are getting after the quarterback. I mean, completely game-wrecking on defense with 2 guys. They rush 4 pretty much every time when they get home. And then another grown man, Carson Beck, who followed his girlfriend to Miami and ended up
7 years.
Turning into a national champion potentially? What a turnaround for him.
7 years of college football, I think, maybe for Carson Beck now at this point. Also, it's kind of crazy to think about because he was on the roster, maybe not playing, but like this is Carson Beck's 3rd national championship.
Wild. That
he will be a part of. So he's been on the stage. I thought he's handled this entire playoff run excellently, kind of being the delegator when he has to. But then when adversity is at the highest and they needed him most, he shows up. That was a $4 million drive. Look, I actually think that, again, this Miami team, from the style of football, they are more well-positioned than any other team was in this 12-team tournament to compete with Indiana. However, because I feel like both teams are similar, however, I do feel like Indiana's just more so in a few ways, and one of them is at quarterback.
Yeah.
As much as I like Beck, I love Mendoza.
He was perfect.
He's perfect. And he's as dialed in as 2019 Joe Burrow was during his playoff run. So I got Indiana winning a very close game here come Monday.
With it inside the touchdown?
Yes.
I'm going to go slightly outside the touchdown. I think Indiana wins. But I do like what I've seen from Carson Beck recently. Started off where he just gets the ball out quick. They throw a lot of screens. They throw a lot of quick passes, dink, dunk, whatever. Now, you saw in that Ole Miss game, he actually was lighting it up downfield to put the team on his back in the way that he did. So I do think defensively, Miami is in a good spot to stop Indiana. But I also think offensively, they can make it more of a game. But I still think Indiana probably wins by.
Will there be any type of home city advantage for Miami? Is that even a thing?
I'm gonna say no for 2 reasons. Now, I know that Miami fans get a lot of crap because they don't really go to a lot of the games. Like, it's not crazy home crowds. I've heard Hard Rock's not exactly ideal from a college football fan standpoint, so I'm not judging them for that. But Indiana fans are not missing this opportunity.
Is there something to say that Miami's team and coach are from Miami? Their head coach is from Miami. Their star players are from the Miami area. Mark Fletcher, Malachi Toney, even Carson Beck's from Florida. Is there something there?
I think it's a wonderful story. I think the city's going to be on fire. I think it's clear where the city's rooting interest is going to be. But inside the stadium, it should be 50-50. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, this will maximize Miami crowd potential and Indiana's anywhere from the number 1 to 3rd largest alumni base in the entire country. They've been the worst football team for the entirety of college football history. That is fact. That is a quantifiable fact. They are not going to sell these tickets. And that's a very large alumni base with the richest people who are able to fund the flights down there, the actual price of the tickets themselves. So no, I don't expect there to be an actual crowd advantage either way once we get into the game.
The Oregon game was like 90-10 Indiana fans.
Yeah.
It was crazy how many crimson, I guess, is the official color. How much crimson was in the crowd.
Signetti wins this title in dominant fashion. Mm-hmm. What's the most noble endeavor for his legacy as a football coach? Does he stay with Indiana, win 4 to 5 more titles, or does he try to get a Super Bowl?
I think I'm going to say staying in college football is the best path for Cignetti. And this is maybe unfair because I've never been coached by him, so I'm making a lot of presumptions here, or assumptions. Don't know the difference in this case. But like Cignetti feels like a college coach, right? Where it's kind of he has to have extreme control over the culture, how everything operates. Whereas in the NFL, maybe you need to be a bit more of like a pure football schemer mixed with someone who's just very good at handling personalities. Like a college football coach could be the king of his little fiefdom, right? It's why Nick Saban didn't work out in the NFL versus college.
He's from Pittsburgh, though, Curt Cignetti.
Oh, wow.
You could say the Steelers.
Maybe the Steelers go after him.
Just pointed it out.
We'll see. I hadn't even considered that, actually. It's a great question, KB. All right, coming up next is time for one of our favorite segments every single week, and that is Connor's Griff-Ins and Outs. What are we taking into next week with us? What are we leaving behind? We'll see you in a couple minutes on Wake Up Barstool. There it is, Connor's Griff-Ins and Outs. Connor, what are we taking into next week with us, and what are we leaving behind?
That's a great question, T-Bob. I am so glad you asked.
Yep.
My first in, it's courtship. Courtship. So when you're trying to wow maybe a woman, maybe a man, trying to get them to be interested in you as a partner, sometimes you do some things that are pretty baller. And Luther Burden III, it was revealed this week that he once told his now girlfriend when they first met that he was a bench player. And he was not this star receiver. He was just on the bench. That's all he did. He never played. He still invited her to a game, and then he scored like a handful of touchdowns. And she was just so impressed. And she had no idea that he was one of the top receivers in the country coming out of high school. And so she was telling that story recently. I just think that's such a great move.
Age-old tactic. That's like when I put 5'3" in my Tinder bio.
Exactly.
Up 4 inches.
Exactly, KB.
So that's what I was
They're
gonna
drooling.
That was kind of my question is, do I approach this from the cynical or the sincere?
Sincere, and then you can go cynic.
Because like sincere,
I know what you're gonna say.
Well, sincere would be like that. No, he just he didn't want his football to be the lead, and he wanted to kind of prove himself on his own merits and whatnot. The cynical is what KB said. he was just setting expectations low, knowing that he was going to blow her away with his football dominance.
That's a classic strategy in life: undersell, over-deliver.
Yeah,
Always.
that's true. That's true. Maybe it's not a bad thing.
You beat your quota by 200% this quarter. What a baller!
Yep.
What a baller you are.
Well, that
Promotion.
sucks because then your next quota is, you're cooked.
Yeah, maybe you do 10%.
Yeah. Like
110%.
You don't want to outperform expectations by that much.
Yeah. It's like in The Incredibles when Dash is running. It's like win by but not by too much.
Win by a little less. Get third.
But I just like that. I thought that was a nice little story. She shared it in a very romantic way.
Are they still together?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, hell yeah.
So, courtship.
Shout
Very
out
much
courtship.
in. Yeah. My first out, it's Wheezy, baby. Lil Wayne. This is a temporary out. This is a temporary out because I do love his work. But he did take a big-time L this past weekend. He's obviously a Packers fan, diehard, and he's tweeting out, "We lost to a quarterback who has purple nails, we're blah, blah, blah," all this type of stuff. He was not happy, and so sure enough, Caleb Williams just dunked on him, posted this highlight tape on Instagram with Mr. Carter as the official audio of the song. He's using Lil Wayne in his highlight reel after the game. I think he also
what a
quote-tweeted
diss
it.
to use his music.
I'm just saying. He quote-tweeted Lil Wayne on Twitter, and he, used the Iceman emojis and everything like that. Bad look for Lil Wayne. Again, temporary.
Yeah, I hate when people use my music.
No,
That's a good diss.
My award-winning
I just
Connor's right here. Connor's right here.
I just beat your team in this epic fashion, and to rub it in your face, I'm using your music in my highlight tape.
Exactly.
Whooping your team's ass.
Should've used
That's the
green and
thing.
yellow.
That's the thing. He is taking Wayne's own creation and using it to reinforce the badass plays that he made against Wayne's team.
Fair.
So Wayne has to listen to his music celebrate the person that he just tried to denigrate. That's a win for Caleb. Also, the nail stuff. Who cares?
It's been 2 years. Yeah, we can move off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
So anyway, Weezy Baby, temporary out. Still think
Also,
it's one of the guys.
Lil
you do
Wayne
your
tried to
nails.
make like a bear down joke. I'll do my nails. I got no problem doing my nails.
I'll make your hair
I
later.
tried to. Well, that's a different story for another time. But I think Wayne tried to make like a bear down joke at one point.
He did.
Trying to be demeaning, but everybody just took it like he didn't know what bear down meant.
It was a bad weekend for him on Twitter.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah. So anyway, temporary out. My next in, foosball. Of course, the iconic tabletop game.
I don't love
No, there's zero game.
I don't love foosball.
That is the most zero game.
It just
that
got
is a waste of space. What
KB?
an absolute dog shit fixture. I'd rather grab a clunk of mud and throw it at a dumpster than play 10 seconds of foosball. It is the least satisfying, most zero game. Get the foosball table out.
It just got
I'd rather do air squats on an empty carpet instead of foosball taking up all the space in a rec center. Get the foosball tables out. No one likes playing that.
No, KB. Don't even let him explain it. Keep going.
You gotta look at this video. It's a mixture of Rocket League and foosball where you could do RC cars.
Well, this is not foosball at all.
They're calling it Rocket League foosball.
This is electric football.
This is tabletop Rocket League, which is
I
cool.
think this is awesome.
This looks fun.
Sport
I'd
of the
be into
future,
this.
maybe.
I would definitely be into this, but this is in no way
It's not foosball.
People are saying it's RC Rocket League foosball. I can only call it what people are calling it.
Kibby, have you ever seen someone who's like a dog at foosball? Because the foosball heyday was definitely like 70s, 80s, like, you know, an older time. So I've seen some old heads get on it. Their ball control's impressive. Not for me though.
I'm sorry, KB.
You ever wonder what went wrong in that person's life?
What, being really
Or they
good at
dedicated
foosball?
10,000 hours of their life to getting good at
I
foosball?
just view it as a pre-video game time.
Okay.
Right? Like that's your form of entertainment of the day.
And this is a mix of video games and foosball. Could be fun. Anyway, I apologize. My next out, shirtless pregame.
But that's like definitely not foosball being in.
It's foosball. It's
Just for the
foosball.
record.
Entirely different
We're
game.
moving on. We're moving on.
Game.
Shirtless pregames. All these players who go to these cold weather cities and they're trying to prove how tough they are in the pregames as they're walking around. Here's Derwin James for the Chargers. He's going shirtless. I think back to when Tennessee went to Ohio State for that playoff game, and they're all trying to show, like, yeah, this cold weather doesn't faze us. It always goes bad for these people. They always lose these games. I don't know why people still do it. He's got no shirt. He's wearing flip-flops. I see this, and I'm immediately out on it.
So you think this is like a methinks the lady doth protest too much?
Yeah, it's like, we don't need to be doing
They're
it.
peacocking.
They are. And every single time they lose, it just never goes well for them. So
Now,
quit it.
also,
Quit it.
this
Cut
could
it
be
out.
one of those stats where it's like, yeah, they lose every time because they're on the road, so they're the not as good team. But I don't know. I mean, look, I could go either way with this because I understand trying to like hype yourself up and be like, I really don't care about the elements.
Did you ever travel up north for a game?
No, dude, no. I think the coldest weather I ever played in, besides like Little League, like college game, was probably like high 30s, low 40s.
Yeah.
What's the furthest north you ever went for a game? FedEx Field? Did you play in that game against Virginia Tech?
No, that was before my time. No, sorry. My first ever start was at Washington. So we traveled all the way to Seattle. It was awesome.
I think that was
Great.
like 32 degrees.
Beautiful environment. It was like 50 degrees, rainy. It was awesome.
Anyway,
Shout out Huskies. Played Jake Locker.
Oh.
Remember him? Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
shout out. My next in, it's dental protection. There's this new fad in sports right now where players in football, they don't even wear their mouth guard. They just leave the mouth guard kind of dangling from the face mask.
He has two, and neither one is in his mouth.
This is from a couple weeks ago, but I see it every single game now where it's like a player just has their mouth guard
Why does he
dangling.
have Miami color?
And they use it as an accessory. I don't know. It's just dental protection. It's cool. We need to be encouraging people. Wear a mouth guard. I got my two front teeth knocked out playing sports. Wear a mouth guard. Don't be trying to be all cool wearing the mouth guard around my face mask because it's just put it in your mouth as it's intended to be.
You're big on
Surely,
Big on
surely
protection.
he has a mouth guard in, even with the two hanging.
But then why are we just leaving those I don't know.
I think it looks stupid.
Yeah, I think we need to be wearing mouth guards. It's cool. It will always be in.
What do you think about the one where they put him in the top of the helmet?
Oh, that was the best. That was mine. You just have a little mouth guard, and then you put in your. I didn't put in the hole. I put in the face mask up here. I always thought that was super cool. But that's how you protect yourself from concussions. To be clear,
Yeah.
like you have to wear a mouth guard. It's not just about your teeth. That's insanity.
Yeah.
In a high contact sport, not to.
So dental protection, very much in. And then my last out, it's video of the year candidates. Anybody saying, oh, I have the video of the year video? No, you don't, because we already have the video of the year for 2026, and it's this one. Let's just roll
KB,
it.
did you see this?
This is unbelievable.
This is what is this at a minor league hockey game?
The Hershey Bears.
The AHL.
Am I seeing children?
These are
Yeah,
all children
They're
playing
doing
during
one
the
of those-
intermission.
Yeah, you know how they in between the intermission bring the kids out, they play like a quick little scrimmage. A massive brawl erupts. The goalie gets involved.
This goes on for a minute straight.
Seemingly not an adult in the entire building.
No one's stopping.
Like I was shocked this entire.
Like wrestling.
Yeah. Exactly. I started to think that it was a bit, KB, that it was a work because or a shoot. No, work or shoot. I don't know. A work. Yeah, because like no adults ever showed up.
No, so I think it was staged, and now the coaches are being investigated.
Over
this.
Oh hell yeah!
This is minutes.
Oh, so
away.
it was staged.
Yeah, I believe so.
So I was right to sniff kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Minutes away from Hershey Park. What a lovely place, and then this is just an absolute brawl going down. So anyway, that's the video of the year. Nothing's topping that. I know we're only in January.
Also,
we're riding that out for the rest of the year.
I saw some pearl clutching about like, this is why hockey players shouldn't fight. Look what they're teaching.
Well, hockey Twitter's a certain thing.
Get out of here, dude. Who cares? How about that?
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't have to care. I don't care. All right. Excellent job, Connor, as always.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next, guys, it's time for the man in the middle. Ebo's teeny tiny baseball segment. A lot of signings going down, major players and teams making moves, and we'll break it all down on Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back, guys. It's snowing here in Chicago. I still love it. I can't wait to. Let's go. All right, guys. It is time for Ebo's teeny tiny baseball segment. Ebo loves baseball. He knows the game inside out, and he's going to keep us up to date and explain why you should care about some of the moves going down in the major leagues right now.
Mm-hmm. I know the number one fan base that cares right now is the Boston Red Sox.
Hold on real quick, Ebo. Connor, could you make that font smaller? Thank you.
Okay, that was unnecessary.
Now, continue.
That was unnecessary. Boston Red Sox.
Thank you.
They got to be feeling a certain type of way right now. Alex Bregman signs with the Cubs.
Yep.
The first $70 million. Yeah, I mean, they kind of ran their superstar Rafael Devers out of town to make room for Bregman at third base. They only get 1 year of Alex Bregman. He leaves town, goes and plays on the north side of Chicago, and now they're kind of left done nothing this offseason, Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
This was kind of like the minimum of what they had to meet was re-sign Bregman, and now he's off the market.
So I got a couple questions here. I've heard that maybe did the Red Sox not take it seriously that Bregman was going to get another big offer? Because I've heard that the difference ultimately came down to like $5 million.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money for an average person, but not for an organization like the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, the Cubs just outbid him, and that comes down to your general manager being aggressive and competitive for wanting to sign free agents, and Craig Breslow does not seem to have the desire to pursue free agents aggressively.
Why is it that the Boston Red Sox, which I think of as a neophyte, as one of the premier baseball organizations that should be willing to go out there and spend and be splashy and do whatever it takes, why is it that they seem so hesitant to do so?
That's a great question. I think one that their fans keep asking, because their fans are the same way as you. They think we are the Boston Red Sox. They think of themselves as the echelon of baseball as the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs, and they're just not spending money.
Okay, so what else we got on the docket?
What else we got? Arenado,
Yep.
Diamondbacks. He's been floundering a little bit the last couple of years, but maybe this is a ballpark that helps him get his offense production back. He was obviously a monster Coors Field. Arizona is a very similar environment in terms of run scoring and offense. Maybe we'll see a tick up in numbers for him at home.
Speaking of a tick up in numbers, what happened in Kansas City?
It's a tick down in numbers, T-Bob.
But I thought they're going to up the home runs.
But we're shortening the fences.
Yeah, so
we're bringing the fences in.
Bring the fences in.
Yes.
They shorten them down. So we're going to see an uptick in numbers.
Maybe not.
Oh.
So Kansas City had already been playing like one of the better ballparks in baseball in terms of offense because the gaps were so big. It was a massive doubles and triples park. Oh. Sorry, Vinny Pasquantino, you were not hitting any more triples as a big fella, but more home runs on the horizon potentially for him. I am curious. I am a big fan of stadium tinkering here.
Yeah.
If we're going to make them wonky designs, why not just always change it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
A never-ending changing of walls and structures. And
underrated element of baseball. The fact that the field is actually not always the same.
Yes.
Because that's like such a trope in like football and basketball. It's like, it's 53 and it's always is what it is. Not the case there in baseball in Kansas City. Going to be changing up next year. Ebo, thank you very much. Hour 2 coming up. We got more NFL. We got Stu Feiner, more college football. Look at the snow, guys. More Wake Up Barstool. Grab a coffee. Hour 2 coming up here on FS1. Cheers, y'all. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on a Wednesday. No Brandon Walker, but we still have most of the crew here. As we got Ebo, we got Connor Griffin, we got our guy KB behind the glass. KB, unfortunately, foosball made him so passionate that he brought our 6-day FCC streak to an end.
I did.
We were on the verge. We were on the verge of 7. We've never had a 7 on that board.
I couldn't, in my heart of hearts, water down my feelings about foosball.
I'm not even.
What about air hockey?
With PG language.
No, air hockey is awesome.
Fantastic.
What are you talking about, Connor?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just. I think both are
bring air
pretty much in
hockey
the
into
same vein.
No, they're not. They're not. And look, go ahead and make it a 0. But KB, I'm not saying this is a point of criticism. I'm with you. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah, I had to.
And we had to take a stand in
Hands
that
were
moment.
tied.
Are you fine with all other tabletop games, so like ping pong and
Awesome.
Ping pong's almost perfect.
billiards?
Billiards almost perfect.
Yeah. I mean, even like maybe the closest would be a bubble hockey, but even bubble hockey feels significantly cooler because there's like a little puck and the guys look better than the foosball people. Yeah, bubble hockey is actually awesome. Right. God, we should get a bubble hockey machine, shouldn't we, dude? That'd be sick. So way to go, Connor. It's actually your fault.
Yeah, I'll
Connor.
be the
Griffin and
standalone
Evan's fault.
foosball supporter, I suppose. I thought that was a universally beloved game, but I was wrong. I'll take it back.
Anyway, coming up this hour, I want to get into some college football talk, but first let's visit the NFL, guys. More NFL playoff games on the docket this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about Bills Broncos. And by the way, guys, if you want to get involved in the show, you can get on Twitter, #AskWub. Ask anything you want about anything, okay? No questions are out of line. It could be something sports, it could be something not. And we'll get to the best questions at the end of the show.
It could be about T-Bob's hands.
#AskWub. No, it could be about my hands, though I don't know why you would ask about completely appropriately sized hands that are not in any way incongruous with the rest of my body. And yeah, you can ask Stu anything, guys. Ask Wub, anything's on the docket. All right, let's talk Bills Broncos. First time we're going to see the AFC 1 seed in action. Obviously here, the storyline is so much about Josh Allen. He passed the first test. The Jaguars win better than people are going to give it credit for. Now it seems okay, the ball's up rolling. But I was reading this morning, if you're into numerology, there's a few different elements here that appear to be on the Broncos side. First of which is very simple. It's since 1990, the number 1 seed has a 52% chance of making the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I would say that's a very good indicator here. The last time the Broncos won 14 games was in 1998. What did they do that year? They won a Super Bowl. The last time they were the number 1 overall seed was in 2015. What did they do that year? They won a Super Bowl. And with all that in mind, I find this to be pretty incredible. I want to know if y'all feel the same, because I don't feel like a lot of people realize this. Sean Payton has the opportunity to become the first ever NFL coach to win a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
Did not know that.
Never happened.
Never happened before. Andy Reid, I think he's obviously made both, right? I mean, he made one in Philly, got close. He's won in Kansas City, but no coach has ever won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. And it would appear like the Broncos are in a pretty good position to do so with home field advantage.
But it does feel strange because the Broncos do feel like somewhat of an underdog story to an extent, because if you look at the odds of historic 1 seeds in the National Football League, I think over the last decade, the only teams that have had longer odds as 1 seeds are the Titans when they were the 1 seed in 2021.
Okay.
And the Eagles when they were the 1 seed, but that was because Nick Foles was the quarterback and not Carson Wentz.
Yes.
So they're historically lowly priced for a 1 seed in terms of Super Bowl odds, which I find kind of interesting.
Are the okay, but not the Seahawks though. Not
no, the
post
Seahawks.
seeds?
The Seahawks are about
okay. There you go.
plus
They're the
270. That's about normal. This is entering the divisional round in terms of your odds to win the Super Bowl.
Interesting. So the Broncos are plus 700. I mean, right there you have the Bills ahead of them. I mean, Connor, that's just Josh Allen, right?
Has to be. I did say coming into the playoffs, I was like, I think the winner of Bills-Jags is probably going to the Super Bowl, because we saw the Jags go to Denver.
Ross Tucker said the same thing, so you're in good company.
Yeah, we saw the Jags go to Denver and completely handle the Broncos, and that was really the last time we saw the Broncos in a marquee game. So that might be lingering in people's mind. But then obviously what the Bills were able to do, going down there, getting that win, as you said, T-Bob, getting the ball rolling. Josh Allen, I mean, he got beat up in that game, but still came through in the biggest moments, had the huge 30-yard pass downfield as a rushing touchdown where he's almost dragged, 15 yards into the end zone, and then he punches it in the next play. I think that was a big one just to get this monkey off your back in a way. If you're the Bills, get that one playoff win, and now everything kind of opens up for you. Even though it is a very hard thing to go to Denver, it is a very distinct home crowd advantage. I do think, that's the main reason why people are mainly signing with the Bills. I'm curious to see Stu's thoughts on that.
Kibby, do you have any insight into the effects? Because you're our most physical of people on this show. Do you have any insights into what the effect in playing in a place like Mile High would be, where you're literally a mile above sea level?
Isn't it proven to have measurable effects?
Yeah, I mean, I know that, like, the air is thinner, right? You see people on the oxygen take more. Every player that I've talked to says that they it's a very real thing if you're not acclimated to it.
But at the same time, do they have some overwhelmingly proportionate home field record? Disproportionate?
That's a good question. I actually need to dive in their playoff history. Again, when they've gotten the 1 seed, they've had a ton of success, but I'm not sure on that. I was talking to one of my neighbors recently. Shout out Kirk, he's the man. But he's an old Special Forces guy. And he was talking about, like, battling in the mountains of Afghanistan where you're 7,000 feet above sea level, and the natives are just completely fine, right? Like, they have no problem whatsoever, and you feel like even walking can be a challenge. So something to look out for in this Bills-Broncos game. Do you want to do a pick here? Because it's going to be y'all's last opportunity. Like, I'll have my chances to reform my takes. What do y'all think?
I'm not going to bet against Josh Allen ever,
okay.
Pretty much. Going up against Patrick Mahomes, I'll take Josh Allen every time.
I'm going Josh Allen. And I'm going the Bills. But again, it's such a simplistic way of looking at the game, but I do think that's kind of what it stems down to. And people, they trust Josh Allen in a playoff game more than they trust Bo Nix in a playoff game. That's pretty much all I got.
The Broncos have a pretty incredible 63% win percentage at home all time. What was the exact record, Jeremy? 319, 184, and 7 all time in Mile High.
Yeah, I would say that's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty obscene over time. All right, let's get to another one of the games here. Texans, Patriots. Of course, a show that we talk about a lot, or a team that we talk about a lot here on Wake Up Barstool, given Dave's love of the Patriots. The 2 seed there, the Texans making the statement the other night. I think the Texans are going to go into New England, and I think they're going to get the upset.
I would agree.
I think C.J. Stroud is not going. One thing he has done well this year, Mitch Bad, is protect the ball. This last game was an outlier. I still believe that the Patriots are somewhat of schedule merchants. I think the Texans are the hottest team in the NFL. And you saw Patriots O-line that kind of struggled with that Chargers rush, which is nowhere near what Houston is bringing to bear.
Yeah, and what you said about the outlier thing, like the Steelers, they've had their fair of defensive struggles this year, but that has been the best part of that defense is creating takeaways, top 5 in the league in takeaways. C.J. Stroud did not have a good game by any means in terms of protecting the football, but I don't think this Patriots defense, even though they're actually pretty statistically solid when it comes to how many points they give up and everything, I don't think they're going to be putting as much pressure on him and forcing him to turn the ball over in the way that he was against Pittsburgh. And I think this is going to be a major, major test for Drake May. That Texans defense, they are ferocious. They are the #1 unit in the league that I would not want to go up against. Offense, defense, special. This Texans defense is absurd. And yes, I think they make it to the AFC Championship game.
A lot of people have used the Patriots schedule as a knock on Drake May's legitimacy and the offense's accomplishments, saying they played a bunch of a weak schedule to present. I think that's more the case for the Patriots defense. They haven't really played
that's a good point.
Quarterback.
Yeah,
I still think Drake May in the offense, I think they'll be fine against the Texans. I think Drake May is unbelievable. I think there's an argument for him as one of the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL, regardless of where he finishes in the MVP candidate. I like to bet the better quarterback. I'll probably take Patriots -3. I'm not too concerned about their defense against C.J. Stroud, but I do wonder if they've been tested even last week against the Chargers, who had basically a non-existent offensive line, and fire their offensive coordinator the next day.
It is interesting, too. Both teams going to deal with potentially some injuries. Nico Collins with the concussion, Christian Gonzalez with the concussion, two guys that would be going up against each other. It's a great point, though, by you, Evo. Like, if Drake May does pass this test, then you can't really attack his resume in any way whatsoever if you overcome this defense. Next, let's go to the one seed on the NFC side of the equation. We're going to get to see the Seahawks in action for the first time. A rubber match with the Niners, literally a year in the making. They played week 1. They played week 18, and now one game to decide them all. 17-13 in the first matchup, 13-3 in the second. This is a battle every time these two get together. That said, this is Seattle. They're going to move on. This is where the Niners' storybooks year comes to an end.
I have a better way to determine this in a game.
Oh, yeah.
We line up like college overtime, and we just have Michael Crabtree and Richard Sherman at their current age go up one-on-one.
Hell yeah.
10 times. And that's it. That's the game. 10 one-on-ones between Crabtree and Sherman. That's the game.
It's like the beginning of Troy, where instead of fighting the giant battle, let's just, your best against my best. Winner walks away.
Yeah.
What do you think on this one, Griff?
I think the 49ers, what they did in Philadelphia was very, very impressive. But I think it boils down mainly just to a coaching mismatch. I think Kyle Shanahan is a significantly better offensive mind than Kevin Patullo. I think what they were able to do with how many injuries they've had, George Kittle leaves the game in the second quarter because of an Achilles injury. It was a really, really impressive day for that coaching staff in San Francisco and for those players to rise above those injuries. I don't see them replicating that against a significantly better coaching staff in Seattle.
Also, you want to talk about home field advantage.
And the home field advantage of the 12th man and everything, yeah.
It feels like during Legion of Boom, we used to talk about that stadium all the time as being one of the most insane in the entirety of the NFL. And
they're going to be jumping for this game.
Yeah, it hasn't changed at all. And there's nobody that they hate more want to win against worse than the Niners. Again, the question remains, I think, Sam Darnold, who's turned it over the most in the NFL, and yet they've been able to overcome all those turnovers. How will Sam Darnold play? I don't know that it matters in this game, as I do think the overall construction, execution of the Seahawks, which, again, their defense is right there with the Texans. It's just different how they do it. They're getting it done more with McDonald's like nickel and dime only scheme, which can somehow still stop the run. And players talk about, you need like a PhD to fully understand the system and be in it. Whereas the Texans are very simple. They blitz the least amount in the NFL. They have the least amount of simulated pressures in the NFL. They just line up and whoop your ass. But both just as effective.
Well, to your point about Darnold, too, just real quickly, like that last game where they played against San Francisco, I don't want to say he was almost perfect, but he was close. Like, he wasn't necessarily jumping off the page flashy, but he wasn't turning the ball over. He was making sure that he was managing the game, making the throws when he needed to make them, no turnover-worthy plays. Like, he played great in that last matchup against San Fran. And their defense, again, is very banged up, that San Francisco defense, and I think they'll be able to capitalize.
And finally, real quick here, guys, Rams-Bears, another game in Soldier Field. This will be a fun fact. First time, I said it yesterday's show as well, but first time I think since 1983 that the Rams will be in a playoff game that's kicking off with temperatures under freezing. It's supposed to be in the 20s. Maybe a little Soldier Field magic there. Look, this is how I score. The Rams are clearly, I think, the better team from like a gambling standpoint. If you believe in them, Matt Stafford's already won the Super Bowl. They're more consistent than the Bears are. But my heart's with the Chicago Bears team that's got a little magic to them right now.
There's two offensive gurus going at it.
Yeah.
Two guys that hunt explosives, so it'll be a fun game no matter what, I think.
That's true. Two offensive gurus and two of the more clutch quarterbacks in the entire NFL.
My question is, are the Rams as consistent as we make them out to be?
That's not an unfair point.
They had two bad losses to the NFC South. They almost lost last week to Carolina again. They've blown multiple two-score leads. Their special teams unit is so wildly unpredictable.
Yeah, that's true.
Kicks block, punts block. I don't know. I like the Bears in this one. I think they got a real shot.
Yeah, maybe like I'm just extrapolating Stafford's consistency onto the team in the season as a whole. Coming up next, we're ready to roll. Got Stu Feiner in studio. Hand out some picks. Have some fun. Don't go anywhere else. Got Hannah Montoya's football fast report coming up in a couple seconds. More Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. There he is, guys.
Ready to roll.
Like music to my ears, Stu Feiner back in studio. Stu, what's happening, babe? How are we doing today?
Listen, I am feeling amazing, hopeful, positive, blessed. I love everyone here.
Okay.
God bless everyone. May God be with you. May everything you touch turn to gold.
Thank you.
And may all your dreams come true.
Like King Midas of old.
So, wild card round was wild. First of all, sports books, bookmakers, offshore, lost millions and millions and millions. We might even put an 8-digit number, tens of millions of dollars. Public won every single game.
Every game. So there wasn't one game that rinsed them more than the others?
Every game.
Damn.
And then when the odds makers put up a line and the bookmakers in the sports books and offshore was praying to God, the Pittsburgh Steelers pulled something out Monday night. No. Everyone came in with the Texans. Then it was like it was a fixed game, like they could not lose. And halfway through, you figured that game was very competitive. You figured maybe Aaron Rodgers could pull it out, but no. Fourth quarter was a disaster, and the Texans and public money came in monster. I have never seen that happen. I've never seen it happen.
Really? In all of your time doing this?
In the history of my 44 years doing this, handicapping and betting, never. And the two games that were the monster games, that were the swing games for me, I lost both. Packers over the Bears. I thought they had the game locked up at halftime.
Oh, you had
They
it.
went into a hole, and the Jaguars. So those were the two games that both flipped. That money early was on the losing side, and then late came on the winning side. So it was just, it's what happened. So when the bookmakers and the legal sports books and offshore loses, I lose. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, like you said, if it's the only time it's happened in 44 years, it's a pretty good track record nonetheless. But shout out to the public. What a win.
Shout out, public. You got your money. What I would suggest right now is never gamble again, because you're never going to win again. You're going to give it all back in the divisional round. You're going to give it all back in the college football championship. Now, the college football semifinals was split. The odds makers and myself and the bookmakers and the sports books won the first game. We lost the second game. Everybody bet.
Everybody was on
Everybody bet Indiana like it actually was going to happen like that. And prior to that, the sharp money was was on Ole Miss. So, I mean, that's really what happened. So, but both of those games were both great games. Wait,
but to be clear here, because I think I confused myself. The sharp money was on Indiana?
Everybody, sharps. No. Public.
Public was on it. The sharps were on Oregon.
Correct.
Why do the sharps always down? This has been a multi-year
The game went from
thing.
4 to 3.5 to 3 almost game time. They just thought they'd be competitive. But you know what happens? In a big championship game like that, the minute you get that turnover, it flips the game.
Yeah.
First play from scrimmage, interception, and the game was over.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. So that's where it is. Now, I feel bad Brandon's not here. Now, first of all, I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, Brandon, I love you. I miss you. I hope you feel better. And also, Jinx in Manhattan is sick as a dog.
Oh, no.
Jinx, God
we
bless
love
you.
Jinx.
I hope you feel better. You look like Tarzan. And if I was a woman, I'd want to marry you. I don't know why you're still single. I don't know what's going on. So be that as it may.
Yeah, Jinx. Up.
Went out to dinner last night with Mintz. And Mintz literally went in his pocket and paid for me and Sandy.
Okay, time out.
No way.
First of all, he called me up and said, Stu, my bank account for the first time ever is 6 digits. I have $15,000 cash in my pocket right now.
Wait, what?
I want to take you and Sandy out for dinner for the first time ever, because I've treated him to I think 100 dinners. I'm into Mints for over 40,000 paying for Ben, okay? He says, I want to reciprocate. I'm on top of the world right now. If you saw, Dave Portnoy said, I have given the Barstool Sports Company the best content ever. And that was a quote. And I didn't believe him. And I looked online, and out of Dave's mouth, he said it. The #1 content ever by a Barstool employee is Ben Mintz. So he's high on the hog.
Wow.
He got an insane Christmas bonus prior to this. I didn't know that. He's getting his salary doubled. And the rumor, I wish Brandon was here, because I need him to rebut this. There's a shot he replaces Brandon on the show.
Real.
There's a shot that Ben Mintz is the #1 college football analyst in the world right now. I mean, now, listen. His past is done. Doesn't matter that he used to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He now got Lane Kiffin the day of the game on the phone to talk in a car. Now, Lane Kiffin doesn't have anything else to do. He's trying to steal Ole Miss's players, steal their coaches, is hated by Ole Miss, is building the LSU team. He's on the phone with Ben Mintz. Ben Mintz.
It's crazy.
Oh, my God. The world has turned upside down.
Brandon's never missing a show again.
Okay,
He's going to be on every single day.
Listen, Brandon has been one of the epic rise to fame, legendary meat on the bone employees ever at Barstool. Let's not take anything away from Brandon Walker. But he might be done. He might be like Willie Pep. Like, if I was him, I'd be sitting in the seat right now because, he could be the next Willie Pep. I'm telling you right now. Tomorrow, when you watch the show, it might be Ben Mintz, and it'll be like Brandon Walker who?
Well, look, I mean, Brandon's just like Mike Tomlin. Hell of a run.
Yeah.
Great run.
But
maybe the best epic run ever.
But sometimes...
Now I don't feel bad that Brandon Walker kept me off this show starting in August when it first started. When the producers came to him and said, should we get Stu Feiner? And he said, no. Brandon! Revenge is a dish! Well
done.
Shout out, you're over!
You got a pool, 88 degrees all summer long, correct?
All summer long.
Yeah. How would you feel if a guest at your pool took their bathing suit and put it on your freshly painted wall?
On the windowsill.
On the windowsill. Would they be invited back to your pool?
He spoke to Lane Kiffin. When you have connections, you overlook buffoonery, you overlook incompetence, you overlook a lack of really reading the room or caring about anyone. You just walk around like King Poo-Poo because Dave Portnoy anointed you. Dave Portnoy gives no compliments. He said Ben Mintz had the best content ever. That concludes Big Cat. That includes PFT. That includes Biz. That includes Whitney. That includes KFC. That includes everyone in this room. Come on now.
Now, are these things that Ben Mintz was telling you at dinner, or are you actually feeling these sentiments?
Both.
I definitely
verified it, and it spewed out of his mouth.
Wait, so Stu, help me out here, though.
Yes.
So you had banned dinner with Mincy, though. But
Correct.
it was because he offered here that brought you back to the table.
Am I allowed to release something on this show?
Yes.
Ben Mintz might be done with Mississippi.
Ben
Mintz might be done with Ole Miss.
Why?
Just like a really bad wrestler who changes, who becomes a bad guy, has been a good guy.
Yeah, he goes the heel turn.
It's all LSU! Ben Mintz, LSU! I'm dropping it here!
Let's go, baby! Welcome to the club, Mintzy!
It's Ben Mintz!
Welcome to the club, baby! Go Tigers!
You better walk very lightly if you're going to start pissing on Ben Mintz, because he'll dump you like a cheap suit, because LSU now is the goods.
Wait, 6 figures in the... 6 figures?
Listen,
that's got to be
if
the
I
greatest
told you what his Christmas bonus was,
that's got to be the greatest.
Listen, if I told you what his
world.
Christmas bonus was, and if I tell you what his new bump is, you would throw up right on this table. Brandon Walker would just have a heart attack and die. Can I say that he is now equal with Brandon Walker's salary?
That's
without an agent.
Okay,
I mean, it's crazy.
Stop. That's
Stu, I've heard the same thing. After the Scottsdale escapades, after last week, he got the bump. Double.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Double.
Okay.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Okay. We'll move
now,
on.
Can I just say something? I find that shocking. Let me just say something. It's very easy to bump something that was making $80,000. Let me just say that.
All right, let's go to this.
Can I say that right now? You know what I'm saying? Oh!
Let's go to this. NFL divisional round, Stu. Like you said, the public won last week. Shout out General Democracy. What's the read this week? Where are the sharps at?
All right, here we go. And money's on Buffalo right now. Buffalo opened a 1.5-point favorite, immediately flipped to Denver 1.5. The game is really small, very small. How do you got the number 1 seed again against the 6th seed, barely being a favorite at home?
Yeah.
So if you're reading the line, Buffalo's going to win this game. Slight money on the over. Seattle right now, 7.5. Very, very big line. They didn't need to make this line so big with Greg Kittle's hurt. They're showing you pretty much Frisco probably does not have a prayer here. They're going to get run over again. They'll be shut down. Slight money on the under. Now, the Houston-New England game is very, very tricky. Game open 3, New England went to 2.5, went to 2. Then major money from I don't know where came in on New England, bumped it back up to 2.5, back up to 3. The money now is on Houston and slight over. And then the last game of the night, the Bears are getting all the money +4. They think they're a live underdog, big underdog. They think they could beat the Rams, of course, because of the weather.
There you go,
it's
Connor.
Be very, very cold. But that normally bodes very well for the favorite in this spot. And, if you're reading the game, the Rams should rock them. And slight money on the under.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the heart money, the public money
Correct.
is on the Bears. You
Correct.
think the
That's bad.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
bad.
Okay.
So bad. College football championship. I mean, I don't even know who Indiana's playing. I mean, I don't even know who are they playing because nobody cares. Nobody wants to see that. It went from 6, game open, outlaw line 6, immediately went to 7, went to 7.5. The odds makers and the sports books can't stop the flow of Miami money. It's up to 8.5 right now. And it's going to go to 9. It's probably going to close at 10. And if Indiana does not turn over the ball, if Mendoza does not turn over the ball, if you're going to play the game straight up, probably it's Indiana's year. It shows that it's their year. But Miami's home. 70% of the crowd, maybe 80% of the crowd is going to be pulling for Miami. So the key is turnovers. Can Miami's front hold up and have Mendoza dink and dunk and not score touchdowns and put you away? And can they force turnovers? Now, when Miami played last week, half of the team had the flu.
Yeah.
So that's why their defensive front was garbage and could put no pressure on the quarterback. Yeah. So even though the first half was all Miami, second half they wore down because of the flu. They'll be healthy here. I think they will have a better shot at putting pressure on Mendoza. Problem is he runs. He can run. He's almost like Joe Burrow. He gets in trouble, the defense shuts you down, and then he breaks away and runs for the first down, breaks your heart, breaks your back.
I don't know, man. 8.5. I would love Miami there. But whatever. I think they're kind of
It's going to be more. Game time, it'll be 9 and 10.
It's crazy. I think they're well suited to match up with this Indiana team. All right, we got a couple Ask Wubs for Stu Feiner here. Let's see what the people on the internet want to know, Stu. Hashtag Ask Wub. This comes from Stupendous. From one Stu to another, if STU was an acronym to describe you, what would it stand for? Sexy, tough, underdog.
I have to pick one of those, or I can make
one
up.
No, you do your own. I was doing that for you. That's what I would describe you as.
It would be really, which the world normally says about me, shut the blank up.
All right, what do we got next? Your mom's least favorite type of karate wants to know. Ask Wub. If you were Richie Rich, what restaurant would you have in your house? So, of course, this is a reference to the Macaulay Culkin version of Richie Rich, the old movie where he has a McDonald's in his basement. I've had this fantasy a million times growing up, and it was always to have a Waffle House in my basement.
Love that.
What about you guys?
You go.
Listen, it's my new favorite place right now. Taco Joe's. Oh, my God. Their chips and their queso.
Where at? Taco Joe's.
Taco Joe's.
Okay.
It's a taco. I guess it's not a nationwide place, but it's on Long Island. Their queso sauce is to die for.
Bro, they don't have queso here, Stu.
Oh, my God.
In the Midwest, there's no.
Pour queso on me.
There's no Tex-Mex queso.
Listen.
What do you mean, Jeremy? Go to a Mexican restaurant, try to get like Tex-Mex
queso sauce and chips.
Queso.
That's all you need in life.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's all you need. A great queso and a chip. That's all you need.
It's a good point.
All the time.
It's a very valid
forever.
point.
It's similar to Zendaya, Dua Lipa, Rihanna. Queso sauce.
Queso or guacamole?
Oh, queso every day,
good,
twice on
good.
Sunday.
Just make sure we're on the same
Guacamole
page.
tastes like clay.
Yeah.
I'm not a guac guy.
Griff,
Does nothing for me. It's bland. It's
No,
useless.
let's
Queso
wait.
pops.
Pump the brakes.
I'm the
pump
same
brakes.
way.
Pump the brakes. Guacamole's incredible as well.
No, it isn't.
Like queso's way better, but guacamole's incredible.
It's not incredible.
Yes, it is.
I disagree.
A fresh made tableside guac.
I never
Dump
had
a little
fresh made
Tabasco.
tableside guac because I
Maybe-
tell the guy, stop cooking it and cook queso.
Ridiculous.
You put guac on my table, I'm throwing it on the ground.
That's,
I'm not-
that's
that's
the
not that
dumbest,
crazy. I'm not that
craziest
crazy.
thing I've ever heard. All right, what about you?
ridiculous.
What do you have in your basement?
I go McDonald's. I'd go the same as Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
I go there every Saturday already, so I might as well keep it in my basement.
It's got
I will say this: there may be no queso here. The McDonald's here in Chicago, very nice.
Yeah.
very nice. My kids love going to the Play Place. KB,
Hamburger.
restaurant in the basement. What are we rocking?
Chris and Tony's, maybe Adelina Prime.
High end. Well, that's why you're bougie.
Are these Long
You're
Island?
bougie.
Are these Long Island staples? If I had to
I
guess
don't know.
here.
Adelina Prime is brand new here.
Okay.
That was
They
a
had
standard.
Adelina. Then Adelina Prime is probably the number one overall brand new steak Italian restaurant in Chicago. It's crazy great. It's expensive. You know,
Yeah.
you're going to spend $500 a head, but it's unbelievable.
So only Mincy can afford it.
Correct.
One day.
Correct.
One
Maybe
day.
Franina, maybe Capitol Grill.
Ooh, Fernine is unbelievable. Fernine is a very elite place in Syosset, very small tables. Again, you walk in and you got to tip the maitre d' 300.
Stu, I'm scrubbing your Twitter, and you have dubbed dozens of different restaurants the best restaurant in the country. So what is it, Stu? What is the best restaurant?
KB, let me say, in defense of myself, I'm a total fraud. Because when I go into your place, I want it to be the best ever because I live like I'm going to die tomorrow. So every place I'm in is the best place at that specific moment. I have a skill set that even if the meal is a 6, I create it to be a 10, and I love it, and I give it a 10.
So what is actually a 10?
No, that's a joyous way. Everything. It's a joyous way
My
to go
mother's
through
food,
life.
but she's been dead since 2002.
Yeah, way
Rest
to go,
in peace.
KB.
So I haven't had a good meal in
Rest in
24
peace
years.
to Pug
Thanks for breaking
Pugsy.
my heart. Thanks for ruining the vibe
Way
here.
to go, KB. We're
I
having
miss
such
you,
a nice
Mom.
show.
I miss you, Mommy. Fried chicken cutlets, the best ever. I'm talking the best ever. 3rd grade, I used to go, Mom, I'm starving today. Can I miss school? She goes, sure. And she would just cook the old Velveeta cheese omelet, tuna fish for lunch,
Hell
chicken
yeah,
cutlets for
dude.
dinner. Unbelievable.
There you go. Stu Feiner, he's sticking around.
I love everyone. I love everyone. Rock and roll.
Coming up next. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, guys. It is time. We do it every single Wednesday. Another Hannah Montoya football fashion report.
Hey.
Hannah, take it away. What are we looking at this week?
Hey guys, okay, so I'm really excited about this week. There's a lot of really weird ones and some good ones as well.
Okay.
That I think are good, then you guys might not, honestly. So we're gonna get into it. Starting off with Will Anderson. I feel like this is giving Popeye. I don't know. I don't know if
I was
anyone.
just about to say, very seaman sailor vibes here.
Yeah.
I want to attack it, but I'm scared of Will Anderson. So I don't know.
Rightfully so.
I don't know how to score this.
Is that a diving watch as well?
I don't love the look.
Love his nails. Love his watch.
Watch is nice.
I can't see the bag, but I'm sure it's fabulous. You know what I would like a little more? I would like if it was a little more tailored, a little tighter, but I'm still gonna.
I think baggy is in now, though.
Oh,
Stu.
it is?
Am I right or wrong, Hannah?
It is. I just feel like this is giving Titanic, and if you
It's
want
very
to be
nautical.
biblically accurate to the Titanic, it maybe would be a little bit tighter.
I'm going 5.
5.
I think that's right.
Middle
Are those
of
all?
it.
I'm
are those
going
all
5.
Buttons?
There's
What are the
plenty of buttons going on here. I think these ones are just for show, but
Hey.
it's not
They're
putting on a-
vestigial buttons.
He looks awesome.
Okay, 5.
I'm going 7,
Okay.
but my heart is a 5.
Okay,
but I'm
fair
scared
enough.
of Will Anderson.
Fair enough.
So 2 points for fear.
Yes, 2 points for fear.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, next we've got Trayvon Diggs. And this one,
Oh my God. Whoa.
I'm gonna be honest,
let's
just to give my opinion,
go.
I think he looks awesome.
Oh, the
I
best.
think he looks so good.
I'm looking for the 10 here. Where is the 10? Are you
This is
serious?
like Lenny Kravitz level of hot here.
Yes.
It's a very Lenny
Amazing.
Kravitz outfit.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Amazing.
what I was thinking. That sort of vibe of like
Not a-
rock star.
10.
No.
No, you hate this?
Great
10.
pieces. I don't think they go
10.
together. They look terrible.
Evan, don't be intimidated that you're not actually manly and you are effeminate.
True.
Stop.
True.
This is what a man looks like. This is a man's man. Look at those pants. Look at those boots. Shout out whatever. What do you think he's wearing there?
So I think I'm with. I know what you're saying, Ebo. Seemingly incongruous elements, but it brings about a cool guy nonchalance that just screams sex appeal.
Listen, you read my mind. I look at that and I'm like, Sandy, let's have sex. I mean, that's all I think. Immediately. Let's go.
Now Trayvon Diggs though sucks now though, right?
Yeah, where is he going in this outfit?
I don't care.
He's not on the team, right?
He played one play in the loss, and I think it was pretty embarrassing the one play in which he got in.
I praised Aaron Andrews for the fur coat. I have to praise this as well. I think this is a very.
Oh, I loved Aaron.
Love the fur coat.
Oh,
This
so
doesn't
love
touch
Aaron.
Aaron Andrews' coat.
Shout out Aaron.
Yes.
Shout her out.
There we go. Okay, next up we've got Jalen Johnson.
Damn. Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Loud outfit.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's 10.
Amazing again. Amazing. Woo! That is.
Having lot of
God, I wish I could wear that.
Is that red hot? Yeah. I'm going 7.
Oh my God.
7. Connor, I feel like you're scared to put down a low number.
I don't know what would be better, 1 rose or 2 roses on the lapel. I'll go 7.
I'm gonna go as far to say I think a 3rd rose would look better.
Oh, I mean, that's popping.
Tack it on.
He looks unbelievable in that.
There's a lot going on here. Also, to match the exact shades of red is kind of cool.
Gorgeous.
On the shoes too. That's hard.
I think the hat makes the whole outfit. That hat is bad.
Yeah.
That is smoking.
He looks like he would be in like I'm trying to think of
Rock
which
band.
director, like a hyper stylized movie, maybe like a Zack Snyder character
Who's
or a
the-
Tarantino character.
Right. No, absolutely. No two ways about it.
I'm into
Who's the, I am trying to think of his name, the guitarist who died of the drug overdose from Minnesota. He was amazing, legendary.
Prince.
Prince. Looks like he's in Prince's band.
That's fair.
Shout out Prince.
Shout out Prince.
That's good.
heaven.
I would just say I feel like sunglasses would tie it all together.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah,
feel
maybe
like he
so.
might be-
Yeah, what if he had some like red nightshades or
That'd be
something
insane.
on?
That'd go crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, Keon White is up next. I don't know if you guys can see here. I feel like this is part of it, and we have to. Bright red shoes.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I mean, what is that? First of all, nothing matches. I mean, those pants don't match with the shoes or the jacket or the tie. I mean, or the hat. I mean, is he my Uber driver? What's the story here? I mean, what are we waiting for? A Uber XL? Yeah,
Connor,
I'm here.
no.
Get back in the car.
I
Connor.
like it. I dig it. It's got a British vibe to it.
It does, doesn't it?
I don't like it. I don't
I'm
like
with you, Ebo. Like your same complaint that you had about the other outfit. Like these elements don't fit together, but they also don't work in this case.
No way.
They tie together.
The red
other
shoes draw you to how terrible the jeans are.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly.
They bring your eye down, and you're like, wow, that's gross.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I agree. I also think just because it's the same pattern, your hat and your shirt situation going on, doesn't mean you should wear it together.
I also
think
hate
like-
the hat. I think.
I don't like that with that. I think it looks odd. But on its own, maybe. You just like it all together.
Yeah, I think so. I think it works for me. I don't know.
You're going against the grain today.
Hey, listen.
I am.
We like it. I
I'd
like
like
it.
us to start trying on.
We
some-
want your opinion. Don't back
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Don't shy away.
I think I'm just trying to
We
read
like
that.
individuality here. That's why
trying
you're
to-
here.
I'm trying
You
to-
are you. We love you.
Thank you, Stu.
Even though your take on this is horrific.
I'm trying to,
Yeah, even though
reinvent
you're wrong,
my style.
horrific.
I'm trying to reinvent
Pathetic.
my style, so I empathize with people like that, I guess, who are trying to do something different.
Fair enough.
This is different for sure,
Yeah.
at least. Jared Verse we've got next. Definitely
Hell
wanna talk
yes,
about
dude.
this.
I mean,
This.
this is going to be a little bit of a heart play for me. I love The Matrix.
I swear. You're
love-
reading my mind.
We're
you are
in
reading
lockstep right
my
now,
mind.
Stu.
It's unbelievable.
I love The Matrix. I love comic books. And this looks
Morpheus!
like Morpheus. This looks like
Morpheus.
Morpheus. And I mean, this looks like a comic book character.
super.
Yeah.
Like yeah, supervillain, hitman.
Marvel.
The
like,
gloves make it.
The gloves.
Gloves
the
are just
tie.
like. I mean, be like, is that your real skin?
Let's talk shape language. Look at the silhouette here. I mean, the beautiful broad shoulders, the thick neck like you're trying to get KB, the trench coat flaring out at the bottom. So freaking cool, dude.
So good looking. So manly.
Yeah.
I'd be up to his tie. I feel bad. That God really made me 5 4 3/4. But be that as it may, you deal with what God gave you.
Jared?
Shout out God, I'm not complaining. I swear I'm not. I'm on Wake Up Barstool. I swear I'm not complaining.
Stu, could Jared Verse have beaten you at wrestling when you were 13 years old?
No, I pin his ass.
Yep.
Ooh, excuse me.
No, you can say yes. You can say
Oh,
yes.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I pin him. Summer of 7th grade, I pin him. I pin him and KB at the same time.
Oh,
Damn.
do you agree with this, KB?
I pin you and Pugsy at the same time.
He's so good. He's so smart. I can't get over it.
Last but not least, I had to bring out the Caleb Williams.
Shout out our kid.
I think this was like kind of trending a little bit on Twitter because people were talking about how this is one of the few times he actually did dress up.
Yep.
And put on a tux and everything, because it is normally more of a casual or strange outfit. Would love to hear thoughts.
I think one of the predecessors of success is consistency. And the only elements I really needed to see was the matcha and the wired headphones. He brought those to bear, and I think it's right to dress for the stage. Playoffs, Packers, you get it done. That's a high score. I'm going 9.
Interesting element here. Not a sip out of that matcha. Not one sip. Look how full this cup is.
I don't care if he's drinking the matcha or not. I just mean like I need him to be hitting his same routines.
Yes.
His same pregame core tenets.
And not a sip out of the matcha, but not a single tangle in those wired headphones. I'm going 10.
I got
They're in
7.
That's the
prime
most
condition.
impressive
I'm
part of
going
the
7.
outfit.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong, Caleb. He's so good looking. He owns the town right now. He's the, the toast of Chicago. Shout out Caleb.
I mean, his
Shout out.
nickname is the Iceman.
He's not drinking the matcha.
He's gonna
You
trust.
can tell he finally knows he's a championship quarterback. You can see how confident he is, and you can see how much he wants it. He wants it so bad.
I mean, we still don't. I mean, I feel like we glossed it over because it feels like forever ago now. But like again, the throw in OT to beat the Packers the first time, where he's doing where like he starts to celebrate as the ball's in the air, and then it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
His 4th down and 8
Oh,
completion was epic, legendary, great, one of the greatest throws ever in the history of NFL football.
All right, Hannah, what do we got next?
They said we have a surprise. I have no idea what it is, so I'm excited to see what this is.
Who is that guy?
He looks like the penguin.
What is Tim Waltz doing walking into Barstool Sports? Tim, get out of here! I'm not woke! I'm not woke, Tim!
Are these daycare centers, man?
Shout out Larry, my Uber driver!
Shout out Larry.
Shout out! You've made it, Larry! His family for 30 years had a cab operation in Chicago. God, am I good looking for somebody who's 30 years past their prime.
This is awesome. This looks like a really cool hype up video.
It does look like a hype video.
I need something in the background.
God, I thought I was gonna slip and fall. I mean, I swear to you, it's crazy.
Gotham City will be mine.
How good looking. Tim Wolves! Shout out Tim!
Shout out Stu Feiner. Shout out Hannah Montoya. That's another football fast report. Thank you, Hannah. Coming up next here, Wake Up Barstool. We're going to close out the show with some Ask Wub. Your last chance to get your questions in. Tweet hashtag Ask Wub. You can ask us anything, and we'll get to it next here on FS1.
We love you! We love you! We love you!
Welcome back, guys. Wake Up Barstool. What a day. What a Wednesday. Brandon, we missed you terribly. Feel better. But right now, it's time to close out the show. Well, actually, first, we got some breaking news, massive news. Everybody wants to hear it, guys. TJ Finley will be closing out his college career with Incarnate Word.
Wow.
His 7th college football team.
The Southland is officially on notice, huh?
Well, I mean, look, Incarnate Word, dude. They've been pretty solid the last couple. I actually don't know that to be.
They've been churning out quarterbacks. Zach Calzada was there. Yeah. Ward was there.
Well, they had Morris. They had Morris that was there, and now he's not. Shout out TJ Finley. Shout out Stu Feiner. Wow. Shout out Hokey Barrick. Ask Wub. Rank the following tabletop games: billiards, air hockey, bubble hockey, foosball, ping pong, gambling.
Well, foosball's got to be one.
Foosball's last.
I think we're going to let Connor sit this one out. KB should do this.
KB, where are we at?
I can do this. Oh, this is tough. Because of the implication, you might have to put gambling at number 1. Mm-hmm. Billiards at number 2. Ping pong at number 3. And I don't have the list in front of me.
Air hockey, bubble hockey.
In foosball.
Air hockey, easy number 4. Bubble hockey, and then, foosball's last.
The only one I would change, I think I'm a ping pong 1 guy here.
Yeah, probably.
Ping pong 1, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm a ping pong 1 guy. I'm not a big gambler though. I get massive social anxiety in casino gambling. Like I'm gonna mess something up and everybody's gonna hate me.
Yeah.
Like I've only had a few minutes of fun.
And losing exorbitant amounts of money should be terrifying.
Yeah. That's also like just an god-awful feeling. All right, what do we got next? Shout out Potha. Hashtag Ask Wub. If you had to live in any fictional movie universe, which would you choose? No Star Wars.
Oh, that eliminates the number 1 answer.
But here's the problem with something like Star Wars. Like, where do you want to live? Coruscant seems overwhelming. Maybe if you're super rich in Coruscant or something. Like, the best answer to me always, because so many movie universes are kind of interesting because they're adversity, but like, give me the Shire. I want to be an ignorant little hobbit, unaware of the greater goings-ons of the big men and the evils of Sauron, protected by the Dunedain and the Rangers of the North. Yeah, give me a hobbit in the Shire.
I prefer Earth, but with Jurassic Park being real.
Okay,
No,
hell yeah, you can
I'd
do
like
that.
to live in a Jurassic Park world where you can go big game hunt some Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, you want to hunt them? I thought you wanted to like just go see them.
Well, yeah, I
at
want
the
to go
zoo.
see them and then, take down the top predator in the history of the world.
That's kind of gross. Okay. Also, I think T-Rex.
It's not a real animal, T-Bob.
I'm just saying, you could have just gone and just gone and appreciated them. Also, I think a T-Rex was a scavenger. I don't think they were very good hunters.
Really?
Interesting.
How we know that, I don't know.
My hands have been tied. I really don't know if I have an answer with this one now.
Outside of Star Wars? Nothing?
I'm not going to say, Game of Thrones. I don't want to be living in Winterfell, having
true.
ravens and whatnot. I just want to, I don't know. I'm totally lost without Star Wars.
What about you, KB?
Probably like the Muppets. Total chaos, but no one actually gets hurt. Or the Paddington universe.
Yeah.
Everyone's friendly.
You're a big Ed Bass. Wait, who's your favorite Muppet?
Probably Don Music.
Don Music. Yes, excuse me, Don Music. The grumpy pianist.
He's not grumpy. He's always dejected. He has low confidence.
It's tough.
All right, what do we got next? Hashtag Ask Wub. Which movie that was released 25 plus years ago would you like to see in theaters for the first time? I've already seen New Hope and Empire in theaters, and they're just fantastic.
That's the first answer.
Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark would be pretty incredible to see in theaters. I'm going to see Lord of the Rings every single day this weekend. Can't wait for that. What do we boys?
Maybe Top Gun, the original Top Gun?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I've never seen Jaws, so I would love to go see that.
Whoa!
Good answer.
On a big screen.
It's a great answer.
I don't know why I've been holding off. I got to see Jaws.
What about you, KB?
Probably something like Ben-Hur back in the 1950s. That was
That's a
so
good answer.
epic for that time period, for the technology they had.
It's a good one.
I think it drove people to tears.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We'll be back on Thursday. More Wake Up Barstool.